What on earth are you crying for, Edwina? Your daughter has just welcomed our beautiful granddaughter, Alicia, into the world. Shouldn't you be celebrating? I'm just too ashamed to face you right now, Dolores. What do you mean? As far as I know, you haven't done anything to upset me. Well, it's just... I suppose it must be because my daughter takes after me. Her first child ended up being a girl. She's failed at her duty to produce a son already. And that's why I feel as if I must apologize to you. I can barely even look you in the eyes without feeling ashamed. I'm so sorry. What on earth are you talking about? What nonsense is this? Why would you be ashamed that your daughter has given birth to a girl? Are you not a woman as well? What? Well, you're a woman and I'm a woman as well. No man can come into this world without a woman, can they? Still, I can't help but feel like the celebrations after the birth of a baby boy are always a little grander than the celebrations after the birth of a baby girl. Well, it seems your worldview is very different to mine indeed, Edwina. As someone who has given birth to both sons and daughters, I can say with confidence that I felt the exact same amount of joy at the birth of each of them. As a mother, you should always love your children equally. There is no such thing as a best and worst child. I really don't understand how people can discriminate against and pick favorites amongst their own children based on something like gender, which the poor child had no decision about in the first place. Sorry, I don't quite follow. I'm not at all disappointed to have a granddaughter instead of a grandson. Well, I suppose having a daughter first creates a good foundation for being able to look after the household. Oh no, that's not it at all. I really hate it when people have the expectation that all a daughter will be good for is housework and motherhood. I was the oldest daughter and I made sure that my life was so much more than that. Well, I was the oldest daughter in my family too, and I was the one doing the cooking and cleaning for my father and brothers whilst they went out to school and work. So forgive me for believing that's the fate of all girls when that was my own personal experience. And were you happy living like that? Well, whether I was happy or not didn't really matter. I just did what was expected of me. Although I'm only just 60, I feel as if I have a lot to look back and reflect on. Do you remember what things were like when you and I were growing up? Sexism towards women was much worse than it is now. How could I forget? Everything is freshly in my mind as if it were yesterday. I grew up on a farm in the countryside, so things were even harder for us there. I can imagine. We were all expected to concede to our brothers because they automatically have more opportunities just for being born male. Looking back, I really do wonder how we managed to live in such a society. But being coddled and praised for merely existing as a boy did not work in my brother's favor at all in the end. How come? I had 2 older brothers, and my parents and grandparents always treated them like princes. How can that be a bad thing? Surely the best case scenario is to have just one son. Once you have a son, there is no point on trying for any more children. And then you can focus all your time and energy into that son and making sure he gets the best treatment possible. That's what I told my daughter as well. So did your 2 brothers who grew up getting treated like princes go on to be really successful? I'm just curious, but do tell me if this is a sensitive topic for you and I'll stop prying. No, both of them ended up living pretty average, unexciting lives. Well, my brothers all ended up making a fine mess of their lives. The one who came out on top out of all our siblings was me. Ah, I see. Even my mother, in her old age, recognized that her sons were useless and she spent her last years living with me and my husband, relying on me and my money. Ah, well, your situation is different because you had money. Do you know why it was that my brothers turned out to be so useless? It was because my mother made it that way. She coddled them and made it so they never had to lift a finger, and they relied on her, a woman, to do everything for them. As a consequence, when they grew up, moved out, and got married, they ended up relying on their wives for everything. That meant that my mother wasn't able to rely on them in her old age when she needed them, and the only person she could turn to was me, her only daughter, whom she had constantly scolded for just existing as a child. I think it must have been rather humbling for her, being at my mercy in her final days. I never forgot the way she treated me growing up, and I never forgave her for it. But I suppose the best revenge I could have gotten was to outdo my brothers in every way possible and give her no choice but to rely on me. I do think it was awfully good of you to care for your mother like that and give her the opportunity to spend her last years with family instead of in some grim institution. Oh, there was nothing so pure and admirable about my intentions. I hated even having to look at her face. Seeing her reminded me of all the years of scorn I faced as a child. All the years I spent shoved into the corner. Do you know she even showed her favoritism with our birthday cakes? I always got plain sponge, but my brothers would get all sorts of cream and fruit and chocolate and sprinkles on theirs. Whatever they wanted, really. Their birthdays were something to be celebrated. Mine was just an inconvenience. Well, I suppose, as you say, being a girl during that time was hard for everyone. Did you know, Edwina? Did you know that I was always the top of my class throughout elementary school? Whereas my brother's grades were always abysmal. But I was made to leave education after I finished elementary school so that I could look after the house and learn how to be a good wife. When I saw my friends and brothers who got to advance to middle school and wear the fancy middle school uniform, I could not stop crying due to the unfairness. Every time I looked at my mother's face, I thought about how she was the one who forced me to leave school, and I felt nothing but pure resentment for her. I was so desperate to study more. I felt so angry and wrong that I wanted to bang my head against the table and scream in frustration in front of my parents. So every meal I prepared for my mother when she lived with me in her old age was prepared with all the malice I had stored up from childhood. Oh my goodness, that's heavy. So I guess what I'm trying to say is please don't be disappointed and scorn our granddaughter just for being born a girl. My mother's story should be enough of a warning about how the family elders will get treated if they choose to treat their daughter and granddaughters unfairly. So, how about we make sure that the girls in our family no longer feel let down by the older generation of women? How about we make sure they don't get treated any differently to the boys and that they always have the same opportunities? Hi, Kat. It's me. Hey, Allie. How are you doing? Did you just come from the hospital? Yeah, I did. IVF is a really tough process, isn't it? You could say that again. I think it might just be the hardest thing I've done in my entire life. Sometimes I do wonder what is even the point of having kids in this day and age. Us women have to suffer so much, both physically and mentally. Well, those who want them will still go ahead and have them, I guess, regardless of everything else. For me, the desire to have children is just something I'm not able to ignore. I understand that these days many women value their independence above everything else and don't want to put their bodies through the physical ordeal of pregnancy and childbirth. But for me, becoming a mother is something I want too bad to give up now. I understand completely. By the way, has your mother-in-law been bothering you much recently? Well, yes. But she isn't half as bad as she was before I snapped and yelled at her to her face the other day. Your mother-in-law sounds really harsh. You were really brave to stand up to her. Well, as I said, she stopped making as many harsh comments to me after I stood up to her. But honestly, I still don't feel completely at ease. I still feel like she's a tiger lying in wait and I'm still her prey. Well, you should feel at ease now you know you can get her to back off a little. You have every reason to stand up to her with confidence. I really do need to stand my ground, though. My husband is the third generation of his family where there has only been one son and either no other children or just daughters. So the pressure for him to carry on the family legacy or whatever is high. I wish they would at least try and understand that fertility issues are not always the woman's problem, though. I don't think I could stand out to my mother-in-law with confidence again. In fact, I wouldn't even say I was confident the first time. I just exploded in a fit of anger because I couldn't take her constant verbal attacks anymore. I think you were right to react that way. They shouldn't keep insisting that you're the problem and saying awful things about you and your body. Honestly, it's as if some people don't think about how biology works. Everyone is always blaming fertility issues on the woman when most of the time it ends up being the man's problem. Well, I retorted by asking why it is that there has only been one son in each generation for the last 3 generations. I said that it must be because their family's sperm quality is so bad, and that's why this lineage is in danger. I think the exact phrase I used was weak swimmers. That's brilliant. I love that you actually said that to them. I only said it because I was sick of people telling me that this whole infertility thing must entirely be my fault. You have no idea some of the things my mother-in-law has said to me. It really is tough for us as women, isn't it? Despite everything we do, we still feel that strong urge to become mothers, even when the world makes it hard for us. Yes, exactly. Of course, I acknowledge that men want to have children as well, but I think their desperation can't be matched by that of a woman. Though no desperation seems to be greater than that of the mother of an only son, waiting anxiously for news of a grandchild. Well, specifically a grandson. My mother-in-law is certainly pretty preoccupied about it. My grandmother on my mom's side was too. Apparently she cried when my mom gave birth to me because I wasn't a boy. Honestly, the first 3 years of my marriage were totally fine. Yeah, I remember that you were so carefree and relaxed. But after 4 years of marriage, an unexplainable emptiness is starting to eat me alive. And I think it must be the void of not having children. We've been married for 8 years now, and I've been feeling this awful feeling for half of our marriage. And then, of course, there was my mother-in-law's constant nagging to hurry up and conceive, followed by blaming me for our fertility issues once we discovered that having kids naturally was proving to be difficult for us. I know exactly how you feel. It's indescribable. It's like everything is swelling up beyond my control. We just can't help it. Us humans are social creatures, and that makes us want to have families. It's in our instincts, and we can't ignore it. That's why I decided to go with IVF in the end. How are things going with you? I'm going to do the embryo transfer next Monday. Oh, wow. Good luck. I really hope you have some good news soon. I'm going to be desperately praying to all the gods. Did you feel any pain during the egg retrieval? No, not at all. I was under anesthesia for the entire process, and even once it had worn off, I still didn't feel any pain. That's lucky. I'm very jealous. But when we did the sperm transfer at the regular OBGYN before, that was really painful. So that's why we decided to pay a little more to go to a specialist fertility clinic. Oh, with the big needle? Yes, that's the one. Oh, just thinking about it makes me shudder. I can't believe I let them put that thing inside me. It hurts like crazy when it goes in, right? Yes, exactly. It's no joke. The pain lasted for 5 to 10 minutes afterwards, but it felt like hours. You must have bled a lot, huh? There was a lot of bleeding afterwards. So much so that when I mentioned it at the fertility clinic I'm currently attending, they thought it was unusual and said they would check the structure inside my womb during the retrieval. They said that it shouldn't have hurt that much. It's all very frightening. Each retrieval is different. I've gone through it 3 times now, and the first 2 didn't hurt at all. But this time, when the anesthesia wore off, it really hurt for a day. It really made me wonder if it was all worth it. If it goes well, I think the pain really will be worth it. Well, make sure you eat well in the meantime, okay? Are you eating 3 square meals a day? Yes. My mom brings me food most days since she lives so close by. You're lucky then, to have such a devoted mom. My mom has given up on taking care of me because it annoys her that I just kept complaining. And now she just messages me saying to look after myself, and that's it. Other women just decide it's the right time to start trying for a baby, and then they're just able to get pregnant so easily. How come they're all so lucky? Why can't I be like them? What did I do to deserve to suffer like this? I think I've been pretty good, so I don't know why this is happening to me. Oh, Allie, sweetheart, don't cry. Crying in this situation just makes you feel even worse. Hi, Teresa. Are you free to talk now? Yes, of course. And what's my little prince doing? Hudson. He's sleeping. He does a lot of that, considering the fact that he's only a few months old. Did he sleep well last night? He woke up every 30 minutes, as usual. Well, that's because you insist on sleeping with the babies. I feel more at ease that way. There's really no need to keep such a close eye on them. They're still very small, so I can't be too careful with them. Well, it's clear that you're not going to listen to me. So, oh well. Oh, by the way, I just received a package from you. Did you send me some diapers? Yes, I ordered them especially from the UK. Ah, I see. That's why they don't look familiar to me. They aren't just any diapers, you know. They're super high-quality ones. I see. Thank you very much for your consideration. Are these diapers made of cloth? Yes, they are. They're washable so that you can reuse them over and over again. It's much better for the environment, you know. This brand also makes period panties, you know. My sister-in-law orders them, and that's how I found out that they do diapers as well. Ah, but washing them all the time is also going to be quite difficult, isn't it? If the baby is that precious, how could you think it's too much trouble? Surely you can see that they can't possibly be compared to the disposable ones that are just full of chemicals, right? I suppose not. It says it's okay to use it for a little over an hour. It doesn't irritate the skin, and you can just feel it with your hand and change it if you think there's too much pee. I won't have my little prince wearing single-use disposable diapers, okay? Okay, I understand now. Thank you. By the way, Alicia. Yes, Teresa? Did your mom come over to your place today? Yes, she did. We haven't been able to hire a nanny yet, and looking after the twins by myself is a handful. Your mom is very lucky, eh? Huh? Getting to live so close by to you. What makes you say that? Well, I barely get to see my little prince of a grandson, and your mom gets to see him every day. I'm his paternal grandmother, so I should have the right to see him the most. All I get to do is see him through videos. Why are you being like this all of a sudden? My mom got this house for us when we just got married 8 years ago, and we've been living in it ever since. This is the first time you've expressed being upset about the fact that we live in the same building as her. Well, now I have my grandson to worry about, so things have changed. Teresa. I didn't expect her to thank my mom for everything she has been doing for us, but I didn't expect her to be this nasty. I'm not feeling well. You'll come over to visit with my son next time, won't you? I don't want to have to be constantly going over there all the time, so you should be making more of an effort to come and see me. Seeing our little prince regularly would really brighten our days, you know. I thought you, being an older mother, would be easier to deal with, but you seem to be causing an even bigger fuss than these younger mothers. I told you, didn't I, that I was suffering from postpartum depression? Things are difficult for me, you know. Well, what I'm saying is that I just want to see a little more effort from you. I don't want to be watching my grandson grow up through a phone screen. The pandemic is long over, you know. Will it really kill her to bring my grandson over here to see me every once in a while? Well then, as soon as my husband gets back from his business trip, we will do our best to come and see you. Well, that's good then. I'll be hanging up now. I just want to thank you once again for the fancy diapers. Well, I just know that our little prince has sensitive skin just like his dad. These really are some luxury diapers, huh? Oh? But why are they all blue? I guess that must be the only color they come in?
Hi, honey. I'm home.
Be quiet when you come in, okay?
Are the babies still sleeping? You told me they'd fallen asleep quite a while ago. I'm surprised they haven't woken up yet. Are they in the room?
Yes. Make sure you wash your hands quietly and don't turn the bedroom light on, okay? Our little Princess Harper is really knocked out, isn't she?
Right? They look like a pair of sleeping angels.
I suppose this is your first time seeing them in a week because of your business trip.
There's no need to take that accusatory tone with me. It's not that I wanted to be apart from them. I had no choice.
Okay, there's no need to get defensive.
By the way, are those chili-flavored chips? Aren't you supposed to be avoiding eating spicy food? They say you need to watch what you eat when you're breastfeeding, don't they?
Leave me alone. I'm allowed to eat whatever I want. Give it back! I'm starving.
But you're breastfeeding.
That's an old wives' tale. It's not going to make my milk spicy. Oh, I can't even eat my favorite spicy chips. This really is hell for me, you know.
Come on, let's start getting ready for bed now.
But I'm starving! Let me snack in peace for a little longer. I didn't have time to make myself a proper dinner this evening because I was so preoccupied with the babies.
Where did your mom go, by the way?
She went to pick up my dad from work around an hour or two ago.
Ah, I see.
She really was doing a lot for both me and the twins, you know, whilst you were gone.
Don't worry. We're going to start interviewing nannies tomorrow.
Yeah, that will be a huge help. Ah, this is so tasty. Honestly, this is what I've been reduced to because of two tiny humans.
You should be grateful. We struggled so much to have one tiny human, and now you get to complain about having two.
You're right. I shouldn't be complaining. I should wash my mouth. They are our precious babies after all.
Why are you getting all sentimental all of a sudden?
You wouldn't know this, but when I was going into that doctor's office for the 11th time, I was thinking, I'll treat you like a prince or princess every day of your life as long as you just come into being.
And you do.
They make it impossible for me to sleep, but I should never complain about them. I am sorry, my little prince and princess.
I think you're going a little delirious from lack of sleep.
I cried today, you know.
Why did you cry? Because things are difficult?
Yeah.
There's no need to go as far as to cry about it. Every mother has to go through this. Every mother before you had managed somehow, so you will be able to as well.
I wish I had some more support, preferably from other women. I wish I could afford to go into one of those postpartum care centers that are popping up now.
You'll be fine. You just need to get used to things over time.
Kevin, can you send a video of our little prince sleeping? Your father wants to see. So, this is the famous battlefield of raising twins, eh?
Just because they've kept us awake for a couple of hours in the night?
Don't talk as if it's nothing. You haven't been here for the entire week. It's just I never expected to have double trouble to deal with.
I suppose you never would have thought we would be having twins, would you?
I know I'm going to get yelled at for this by both of our parents, but I'm about to have a major depressive episode.
You don't seem like someone on the brink of a major depressive episode to me. You're kissing and cuddling the babies and smiling at them just fine.
Well, they're cute, that's why. But why will they not just stay asleep already?
I told one of my older female coworkers that you've been crying and fussing all week because of the twins, and she said it's hard for everyone and that people just have to get on with it. She has 3 or 4 kids of her own, so I guess she knows what she's talking about. She also went through IVF to have the last one, so she also understands everything else you went through before even having the babies.
People say those kinds of things to me all the time. It's just that having to get up at 3 a.m. because they're crying that their diaper needs changed, then feeding them, then burping them because they're still crying because they're gassy, and then having to wash their blankets again because they throw up on them after having had too much milk. Sometimes I just sit on the floor and cry along with the babies, you know. And then later fatigue sets in and you can't even get up even though you're desperate to get out of the house.
Does that really happen?
It happened to me yesterday. I literally couldn't get out of bed even though they were both crying. It's like I was completely immobilized with exhaustion.
My coworker said that if you put a baby back sensor on them and get them to sleep on their side next to us, then that can help them to sleep through the night.
Oh, really? Maybe we should try that.
There you go, kissing them again when you said they were driving you crazy.
Why can't I kiss my beautiful babies?
But why are you kissing the soles of their feet?
I would love to kiss them on the face, but they still haven't had all their immunizations, so it makes me a little nervous. So I'll give them a little foot massage with my kisses. They must like it. They do a little happy wriggle whenever I do it.
You're crazy.
Oh, they're so cute. Look how cute they are. I can't believe I have two such gorgeous little babies. Please just sleep for mommy now, okay, babies? Please just sleep soundly for a few hours, okay?
Harper squirms a lot when I change her.
She's very sensitive, that's why. Would you be able to sterilize her bottle while she falls asleep?
But aren't you breastfeeding them? Why would they need to have bottles?
What do you mean?
I don't know how to sterilize a bottle.
What are you talking about? You're the father of twins and you don't even know how to do that? And besides, they need to start having formula now because I'm not producing enough milk to keep them satisfied. I've been giving it to them for a few days now. So you had better learn to sterilize the bottles fast. Honestly, maybe you should call your boss and put a stop to these business trips for a while. We can't have you turning into an absent father now, can we?
Come over here and give him to me. Why are you being so clumsy?
I'm sorry. I'm still not entirely used to things yet.
What's wrong with my poor little prince's butt? There's like a little mark here or something. Honestly, how can there be a mother who doesn't even know how to put on diapers properly? Why are you passing Harper over to me as well? You can take care of her.
Teresa, I'm trying my best, you know.
I hope he isn't uncomfortable, the poor thing. You know that he has sensitive skin, just like his dad. Oh, what's happened to the cloth here? Why is it stained?
It's just a little water stain from soaking in water for a while.
Do you not boil them to get the germs out?
Yes, I do.
And they still ended up this way?
Yes, it still seems that way.
Do you soap and dip or not soap and dip?
Well, I
guess you don't soap and dip.
Yes, that's right.
How can you have so little sense? Did you not think about the fact that they might get mold growing on them if left in water for too long? What has your mom been doing the whole time she's supposedly been helping you out? And does the nanny not know to do this?
The nanny has only ever used disposable diapers before. These fancy imported cloth diapers are new territory even for her.
Are you really paying her so much when she doesn't even know such simple things? What a disgrace. How can she go around calling herself a professional and charging for her services? I can't believe that there's already a stain on these precious diapers.
I think it's only natural that they end up stained. After all, the babies are doing their business directly into them. I really don't think it's a big problem.
You say that your kids are precious to you, but your actions suggest otherwise. Are you really trying to say that you know more than me about raising children when I've already raised two into adulthood? When it comes to motherhood, I have 30 years of experience on you. So don't go thinking that you know more than I do. You should wash them thoroughly by hand using soap, okay? You shouldn't leave them to soak for so long in water. Of course they're going to get stained.
I understand now that I made a mistake and I won't do it again.
You need to be more careful. Oh, by the way, bring Harper to me for a second and let me look at her.
Yes, of course. Why?
Why is she wearing the blue diapers?
Well, they're the diapers you sent me. I assume they were for both the babies.
You're telling me that you're letting Harper wear them as well?
Are you telling me that you don't want me to put them on her?
Of course not! I deliberately sent blue diapers to indicate that they were only for my little Prince Hudson to use. I would only go to all of this effort to order them especially for him. I definitely did not want them to be wasted on Harper.
Since they're such nice diapers, surely it's best to have both babies wear them. It's only fair.
Did you buy them? Or did I buy them? I bought them, didn't I? Which means I should get to decide what gets done with them. And besides, why would you put a girl in blue diapers anyway?
Well, since I'm the recipient of this gift, these diapers are now mine and I can do whatever I want with them. Therefore, I've decided to have both my babies wear them.
What did you just say?
It's to be expected from you, Teresa. After all, you're only interested in seeing videos of Hudson and act as if Harper doesn't even exist. I've put up with it this long, so I can put up with it a little longer. I'll swallow my anger for now. I just keep reminding myself that my beautiful babies wouldn't exist without her, and I try not to resent her. She is their grandmother, after all. So I will think of my babies, and I'll hold it all in again today. Your dad is pretty late today, huh, Kevin?
Oh, it's because he's been on business out of state. He's driving back now, but he's still a little far. But he really wanted to spend some time with our little prince, so he said he'll make sure to definitely be home before you leave tonight. Which one is crying? Is it Hudson or Harper?
It's Harper.
Is she crying because she's hungry?
I'm not too sure. I fed her not too long ago, and she seemed to be pretty satisfied.
Ah, really?
I'll go and check on her.
Don't worry. Did you bring formula with you?
Yes, I did.
I finished eating already, so I'll go and feed them some formula.
Oh, no, it's fine. Harper is quite sensitive, so she needs to be introduced to formula slowly.
If I tell you to just let me give her the formula, you should just let me give her the formula.
Why should I do that?
Well, our little Prince Hudson needs to get fed too, doesn't he? If that girl keeps crying because she's hungry and you keep insisting that she's sensitive, you'll be using up all your breast milk on her and there will be none left for poor little Hudson.
I haven't been feeding her more. When I breastfeed them, I make sure to feed them equally. And when I bottle feed them, I also make sure to feed them equally.
Oh, shut up. What do you know? From what I can see, Harper has gotten far too big already. I heard she's been feeding a lot more than she should be.
Oh, did Kevin say that to you?
Yes, he told me she's been practically feeding for two. Your precious breast milk doesn't need to be wasted on the likes of her. After all, one day she's going to grow up, marry into another family, and leave us all behind, is she not? Therefore, she should be fine with just anything. Whereas Hudson, our little prince here, is the future of this family's bloodline, and he only deserves the best.
Kevin?
Yes?
Have you finished eating? Go and get the babies ready to leave.
What? Why?
I'm saying let's go home already. I can't bear to spend another second in this house.
What are you saying? I haven't said anything bad, have I? I'm just expressing my very valid opinions as a more experienced mother.
Teresa, I am planning to raise these twins as equals, and I am not going to treat one better than the other for any reason. And I am definitely not going to treat Hudson better just because he's a boy. It's 2024. It's not 1980 or 1950 or even 1924. What age are you living in? I can't believe that someone can still have such twisted ideas about gender in this day and age.
Well, I'm just saying that because Hudson takes after his dad and is a little sensitive. He needs a little extra care, that's all. You seem to have misunderstood me and taken things the wrong way. Why are you being so sensitive about this?
You're right. Maybe I am being sensitive. It must be the hormones still. Or maybe I haven't gotten over my postpartum depression yet. I don't know. But because I'm so sensitive, I'm worried that if I stay here a minute longer, I may start yelling, and I really don't want to do that.
You really are being a little sensitive, honey.
I never denied that! I am acknowledging the fact that I am sensitive right now. I'm so sensitive that it's best we go home. Get up, Kevin. Let's go.
You can't leave now. Your father-in-law is on his way to see Hudson.
Well, I don't really feel like waiting around for another person who only wants to see Hudson and is willing to toss Harper aside. It looks like he's not going to get to see either of his grandbabies today. I don't think that Hudson would really want to see a grandfather who is willing to ignore his sister like that. But this is your first time coming to our house with the babies. It's always been me going over to your place. It's not fair that you're leaving before your father-in-law even gets a chance to spend some time with Hudson when your mom, who lives right next door, gets to see him every day. My mom actually only comes once every 4 days because Harper is sensitive and we don't want to overwhelm her. She loves her maternal grandmother so much, you see, and she always gets super excited to see her, so it takes a lot out of her. Do you know why that is? Because my mom takes an interest in both of my babies, not just Hudson, and consequently they both have a stronger bond with her. And that's also why I'm happier to let her come over and spend time with them. Whereas you blatantly discriminate against Harper and don't show any interest in her whatsoever. You can't deny that, can you? I don't have anything else left to say to you, so we'll be taking our leave now. Well, I am absolutely speechless. Are you really going to deprive me of spending time with the grandchild I've waited the last 8 years for? Are you really going to take this attitude with me when it's taken you this long to fulfill your duty as a wife? And especially as you know that offspring are so precious in this family line. Offspring are precious, huh? That's one way of saying that this family's men have weak swimmers. It's not necessarily my fault that it was so difficult for us to conceive, you know. How many times do we have to have this same conversation? I'm getting tired of saying the same things to you all the time and them just falling on deaf ears.
Honey.
Please do not talk to me right now. I don't know what I might say given the mood I'm in right now.
Why can't you understand that my mom is like this just because she is so relieved that we were finally able to give her the grandson she's been wanting for so long?
That's exactly why I'm so angry with her! Because she's only interested in the grandson she's been wanting for so long. That's the fundamental problem. She didn't want grandchildren. She wanted grandsons. The way she only fusses over Hudson and treats Harper like a piece of dirt is what really riles me up. However many excuses you make for her, I am never going to be able to understand why she behaves like that. And it's not like we were able to get pregnant naturally. We've been through so much in order to bring those twins into the world. The fact that she isn't able to realize that they are both equally precious after all of that really drives me crazy.
Well, my mom doesn't really know the full extent of what we've been through since she doesn't live with us. Something like IVF is new territory for her. She was able to have both me and my sister naturally, so I don't think she's able to wrap her head around the ordeal you had to go through.
Are you still trying to defend her? You know that I've been to hell and back during the last 4 years of our marriage over this whole fertility issue. How can she not realize how much of a miracle it was that we were blessed with not one, but 2 babies after everything we went through?
Even so, can't you just let her off the hook for being a little more concerned about Hudson?
Well, would you like it if my mom started behaving the way your mom has been behaving? Would you like it if she was favoring Harper the way that your mom is favoring Hudson?
Well, that's different.
Oh, it's different, is it? How is it different? Please do enlighten me. She even made a fuss over the diapers earlier. How can I only give Hudson the high-quality cloth diapers and make Harper carry on using the disposable ones? Both of them deserve to be treated equally. Both of them are our children, and both of them are her grandchildren. Why does she have to go as far as to make a fuss about the diapers and even complain that I'm not cleaning them the way she wants them to be cleaned? She needs to realize that I am their mother and I am going to do what I see fit when raising them. And she should still be so happy that she got both a grandson and a granddaughter at once. But she doesn't seem to appreciate what's right in front of her. Acts like she wishes one of them didn't exist and is constantly nagging. What is wrong with her? Why does she have to be like this? After that incident, I started to distance myself from my in-laws. I didn't refuse to let them come over and see the babies, but I certainly wasn't going to take the babies over to see them. And when they did come, I was pointedly cold with them. They only came over once and didn't stay for too long, so I think it's likely that they picked up on my hostility. However, about 5 weeks after the incident with my mother-in-law at her house, it was my sister-in-law's birthday, and we had planned to go out to eat at a restaurant to celebrate. For my sister-in-law's sake, I had no choice but to show my face and sit at a table with my mother-in-law once again. At least I was able to avoid my father-in-law again, because he was away on a business trip. But it was my sister-in-law's first time meeting her niece and nephew, and she was really excited to see them. So I felt it wouldn't be right to skip the dinner and deny her the opportunity. In the car on the way to the restaurant, I noticed that little Harper had some snot hanging out of her nose, and I felt her forehead and noted that she had a slight temperature. It was towards the end of the meal that things started to get ugly.
You really can tell that they're twins, can't you? Even though they're different genders, they look so much alike. They have the exact same little button nose.
Yes, they sure do.
It feels like yesterday that I was struggling trying to raise my kids who were born in different years. I can't imagine what it must be like to raise two who are exactly the same age.
It certainly is a challenge trying to wrangle these two.
Aw, they're so cute. Little Princess Harper here is so well behaved. I can't believe it. It's as if she knows it's her aunt's birthday and she shouldn't make a fuss and let the adults eat first. She's not even a year old and she's already so considerate. Oh dear. I see a little bit of snot coming out of your little nose, Princess Harper.
Ah, yes. I noticed that when we were coming over in the car. I'll check her temperature properly with a thermometer when we get home. It's just a little sniffle, so I didn't really think it was worth turning around and skipping the dinner over.
Oh dear. Does Harper have a cold?
I'm not sure. She hasn't been complaining more than usual, and she seemed absolutely fine during the day. Hey, Teresa! What on earth do you think you're doing?
Yeah, Mom. What are you doing? What's gone into you, Mom? Why are you all making such a fuss? We need to get her away from little Prince Hudson as soon as we can. We can't have him getting sick now, can we?
No matter what you may think, there is no excuse to kick poor Harper's swaddle like that.
What? Did you line her swaddle with gold or something? It was just my knee-jerk reaction to make sure she was as far away from Hudson as possible. You should be picking her up and taking her elsewhere so she doesn't infect him.
Hi there. Are you ready for dessert? We have the special birthday cake ready in the fridge for you whenever you want it.
Oh, what excellent timing. Excuse me, there's another private room next to ours, isn't there? Nobody is in there right now, right? All we have left to do now is eat the cake, so we'll only need it for around 15 or 20 minutes.
Yes, the room next door is empty. But why do you need it, may I ask? Are more people joining you? If so, I can try and squeeze a few more chairs in here instead.
Oh no, it's just that one of the babies has a cold and I think it would be best to move her to the empty room. Mom, what on earth is wrong with you? Why would you even suggest that? Are you in your right mind? Mom, why would you say that? Honey, where are you going all of a sudden?
Let go of me already! I'm leaving right now, so get your hands off me!
Please don't get angry, Alicia. I apologize on my mom's behalf. She's really crossed a line here.
Oh, no, there's no need for you to apologize. I'm the one who should be apologizing for causing a scene at your birthday party. I'm going to get going now.
I'll carry Hudson over to the car for you. You just worry about taking care of Harper, okay? Don't worry about anything else and just focus on her. Try not to get too upset and I'll help you get them settled in the car. What are you doing sitting there like a useless lump, Kevin? Hurry up and go help your wife! It's really no big deal. I don't get why all of you are making a fuss.
Oh, it's no big deal, is it? How dare you say this is no big deal? Your mother wanted to confine our daughter to a room all by herself and would even dare to push her swaddle away with her foot. Do you not understand that this behavior is absolutely unacceptable? Especially from the baby's grandmother. You want us to all stop making a fuss, do you? I'm sorry, but I don't think that's going to be possible. Don't even think about touching Hudson either, okay?
What on earth do you think you're doing? If you insist on going home now, Alicia, you should go by yourself and take Harper with you. Leave Hudson here with us. He can have an extended stay at his grandparents' house until Harper is better and there's no risk of her infecting him with her nasty germs. Where you learned to behave like this, I really don't know. Last time you caused a scene, I let you off the hook. But you really can't keep doing this, you know.
Teresa!
Where are your manners? We're out here having a nice meal for your sister-in-law's birthday, and you just have to go and ruin it. Give my grandson to me and go home if that's what you really want to do. From this day forwards, Hudson is no longer your grandson. He is my son, and that's it. If you're not willing to improve your behavior towards Harper, then you're clearly prepared to forfeit your rights as grandparent to both of my twins. Don't even think about seeing my babies ever again. What right do you have to say that? Children should rightfully belong to their father. The mother shouldn't have any right to the children when it's not like it's her family line they're going to be carrying on. There really is no getting through to you, is there? Well, we'll see who gets the rights in the end, shall we? I refused to answer any of my mother-in-law's attempts to contact me after I got home. She did try to contact me a couple of times, but she made clear in her messages and voicemails that she wanted to apologize only to her son and not to me. I then got a message from my sister-in-law, telling me that she had something she wanted to talk to me about. So I invited her to come over since I can't go out so easily because of the babies. I was very interested to hear what she had to say, since the tender way she treated Harper was so different from the way her mother was with her. She came over the next afternoon, bringing some home-baked cookies with her, and she started to talk about the discrimination she received from her mother just for being born a girl. When she was in high school, she decided to protest against her mother's unfair treatment of her by not taking the lunch her mother bought her for school for a few days in a row. However, on the third day, her mother grabbed her by the hair and hit her with her lunchbox as punishment. I was really shocked to hear that, and it made me realize that woman really is rotten to the core. So it turns out that my mother-in-law's rants and emotional trash talk were the norm in their household. Whenever my sister-in-law tried to say anything in protest, she would say, "Well, who else am I going to say these things to if not you? You're my daughter after all, and that's what you're for." I couldn't believe that a mother could say such a thing to her own child. A lot of mothers say that they prefer their daughters, but in a lot of cases that sadly seems to be because they feel comfortable enough to say whatever they like to them. Daughters often become their mother's emotional punching bag and are expected to grin and bear it when all sorts of insults are hurled at them, because in the minds of these mothers, daughters only exist to be helpers to their parents and then their husbands once they get married. My sister-in-law said that her mother is definitely one of those moms, and she would never dream of speaking out of turn to her son, who she thinks the world of. I couldn't understand why she wouldn't receive more comfort by venting those emotional outbursts to her beloved son instead of using her daughter as an emotional punching bag. Just as I thought it couldn't be any worse, she told me something even more shocking. After I left the restaurant on her birthday, my sister-in-law's husband took their kids home, and my sister-in-law took her mother home. In the car, she asked her mother why she always preferred her brother, my husband, over her when they were growing up. Her mother's answer was, "Love is just an emotion that you can't force." At that moment, my sister-in-law, who was 7 years older than me and my husband, realized that her mother would never love her as much as she loved her younger brother. She then made the decision to stop going out of her way to try and earn her mother's approval. After hearing what she had to say, I also strengthened my resolve to make sure that my daughter never has to face the discrimination that she faced from my mother-in-law. And although I am a mother, I've decided to respect my daughter as an independent entity, separate from myself. So are you really planning on ignoring all my calls and messages from now on? It's been a whole month already. Surely you must have realized that it's only right for you to come and see me, your elderly mother-in-law, and allow her access to her grandson. Why won't you open the door? Why are you being so stubborn? I'm not going to let you deny my grandson from me any longer. Is it really worth making such a fuss over one insignificant little girl? How dare you call my daughter an insignificant little girl? Well, is she not nothing more than that? Well, you're female too, aren't you, Teresa? Does that mean that you're insignificant as well, then? What did you just say to me? Don't go speaking out of turn if you don't want people to retaliate. You're still insisting that you only want to see Hudson, are you? Then hurry up and get out of my house. You really have made up your mind to get in my way, haven't you?
Yes, I have. I'm never sending my babies over to your place ever again, just so you know.
You're living with my son. You can't get out of coming to see me that easily.
Well, I don't particularly want to live with your son anymore, to be honest. You can take him and the two of you can live happily ever after.
It seems that you have no intention on listening, even when I'm still playing nice. You know, women like you are the reason that I, even as a fellow woman, can't help but hate women.
Ouch! Let go of me! Let go of my hair! Resorting to violence and grabbing me by the hair isn't going to get you anywhere.
Oh, I'm not planning on letting go anytime soon. I've had it up to here with your behavior. What do you take me for? You don't respect me the way that a daughter-in-law should respect her mother-in-law at all, do you? After everything I've done for you over the years, you should learn to be a little more thankful.
Is this really the thanks I get? Help! Help! She's banging my head against the shoe cabinet!
Scream all you like. The soundproofing seems to be pretty good in here, and there's no way the neighbors will be able to hear you.
I'm going to squish your head in there and smash it against the wood until it turns to dust. Ouch! Don't regret this later, okay?
Why would I regret giving you the punishment you deserve? You started this by daring to call me insignificant to my face. You clearly don't know your place, and I don't think you ever really have. You damn woman! I'll make you regret the day you decided to cross me! How can you stand there and say that this whole thing must be some kind of misunderstanding? You're making way too much of a big deal out of this. My mom is just like that because she sees you as a daughter. She just can't differentiate between what she should and shouldn't do because she doesn't see any boundaries with you. That's how much she thinks of you as her own daughter.
What kind of nonsense is that?
Hey, it's not nonsense. I hope you didn't talk to my mom like that.
And so what if I did? It would be nothing compared to what she did to me. If that's how she treats me, thinking of me as her daughter, I dread to think what kind of abuse your poor sister had to endure. And how would you like it if my mom grabbed you by the hair and started slamming your head into the shoe cabinet and yelling insults at you because she thinks of you as her real son?
I mean it when I say she sees you as a daughter, you know. How about you just accept her apology and move forwards from this? I'm sick of being stuck in between the two of you.
Move forwards? How on earth do you expect me to move forwards from this? And who said I ever wanted to be considered as her daughter? She's an awful woman who doesn't even treat her own daughter the way that a daughter should be treated by her mother. So why would I want to be her daughter or let my daughter anywhere near her?
Do you really have to keep talking like this?
I really don't think you understand the gravity of the situation here. Your mother just assaulted me, the mother of your children, and I'm sitting here right in front of you with visible marks on my face from said attack. Your mother actually used violence against me today. Do you have any idea what my parents would say if they knew about this? Or what the police would have to say? She's lucky I didn't call them on the spot, you know. She could easily go to jail for what she did to me today.
You're really overreacting here. You're such a drama queen. Is it that much of a big deal if your mother-in-law decides to hit you once or twice? Did your mom not punish you by beating you when you were growing up?
I have no idea if your sister was regularly beaten by your mom or not, but my mom never raised a finger against me when I was a child. She would scold me, ground me, and confiscate things from me, but she would never, ever use violence against me. Especially not the frenzied violence your mom showed towards me earlier. I knew your mom was a cruel person, but I never thought she could go this far. I'm still shaking even now, and it happened hours ago. I really can't believe what you just said to me, you know. Is it that much of a big deal if your mother-in-law decides to hit you once or twice? If that's what you really think, how about I tell my mom what happened today right now, and she'll come over and hit you once or twice?
Is there really a need to say things like that? My mom just lost control temporarily. It's not like you're that badly hurt or anything. You're acting like she's physically scarred you for life or something. Can't you just try and see things from my mom's point of view? Think about how hard it was for her before we had the twins, worrying that we would never have any kids. She's an old-fashioned, traditional lady who puts lots of importance on having sons to continue the family line.
So, because you and her grandson are so precious to her, she's allowed to get away with ignoring her granddaughter and assaulting the very person who gave birth to her precious grandson. After hearing your opinions on this situation, I'm starting to think that you wouldn't have any qualms with being violent towards our kids either.
Why are you trying to make me out to be a bad person all of a sudden?
I don't want to discuss this anymore. It's best that we just get divorced. If I continue living with you, there will be no way I can completely sever ties with your toxic mother. And there is definitely no fixing her. She's way past the point of no return. If I stay tied to this family, it's clear that both me and little Harper would be subjected to a lifetime of misery. And I do not want that for my daughter.
Are you kidding me right now? You can't just casually bring up divorce like that. I think you should try and find a compromise with my mom first. And if that's really not possible, then you don't need to have any kind of relationship with her.
But don't you see that she isn't going to make that possible?
You can't be serious about getting a divorce over this. Is divorce nothing but a joke to you?
I've never been more serious about anything in my entire life. You ask me if divorce is a joke to me? Is the well-being of your children a joke to you? Is your daughter being blatantly discriminated against by her mother a joke to you? You've witnessed her behavior and you haven't done anything to stop her. You haven't said a single word in protest. You really have no right to be called my baby's father. I'm not going for a settlement. I'm going to sue you and your evil mother and make it so you will never see the twins ever again.
Do you really think you're going to be able to do that?
Oh, you have no idea what I'm capable of.
You're clearly just saying this because emotions are running high right now. You need to think about the kids. Do you really want to do this to them? They're not even a year old yet. A nuclear family will be what's best for them growing up. All children should have both a mother and a father. But if you really insist on going ahead with the divorce, I guess I can take Hudson and you can take Harper.
What kind of nonsense is that? I'm going to get full custody of both of the twins.
On whose authority? Those kids are as much mine as they are yours. If not more so. They have my surname after all.
On my own authority! I'm the one who gave birth to them, am I not? I think that gives me more right to them than anyone else. And it's the 21st century. How often is it that the father wins the custody battle in situations like this?
Do you really want to have the kids grow up without a father?
Yes. Having no father will be much better for them than having a father like you. A father who won't stand up to his mother when she blatantly discriminates against one of his children doesn't deserve the right to help raise them. I want to give my kids the best environment possible. And that clearly means removing you and your toxic mother from the equation. After that, I ended up suing my mother-in-law for assault and intimidation. The moment she rang my doorbell that day, I had already set my phone up somewhere secretly and started recording a video, because I knew she'd end up doing or saying something that could incriminate her later on. Sometimes I really am grateful for modern technology. My mother-in-law ended up getting sentenced to up to 5 years in prison and was fined $7,000. They said that the sentence ended up being so severe because it was viewed as domestic violence, and they made a case for the psychological aspect of the situation as well. I really wanted to make my husband and his family suffer as much as possible. But then I thought about it again, and thought it may be a little harsh to send my children's grandmother to jail. So instead, I decided to go through the divorce and file a restraining order against my husband and my mother-in-law. I was able to get my husband and his family to sign a document agreeing that they would never go near my children ever again, and I was able to end my relationship with that family for good. I ended up getting $20,000 in alimony, and I'm also still entitled to receive monthly child support from my now ex-husband. Apparently, after the divorce was finalized and all the necessary documents were signed, my ex-mother-in-law collapsed in shock after the reality of never being able to see her grandson again finally set in. After she recovered, she then went to go and see her daughter, who hadn't spoken to her since the incident at her birthday meal. She was given the cold shoulder by the daughter that she had taken for granted her entire life, and my ex-sister-in-law has also decided to completely cut ties with her family. Son preference is disappearing, and now there's a preference for daughters, right? I can't help but wonder that the reason parents are starting to prefer daughters is because they are more likely to look after them in their old age. For the sake of all the daughters in the world, I really hope that isn't true. The days in which women were expected to only exist in the domestic sphere and be seen and not heard are finally behind us. But I would be lying if I said I felt that we now live in a world where we have achieved true gender equality. I really hope that my daughter's future will be full of nothing but opportunities. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Hey, how did the date go last night? She's so pretty. And she seemed to be really nice. I really liked her. As soon as I met her, I knew I'd have to introduce you guys to each other. She's totally your type. You really know me so well, Wes. Thank you again for setting us up. I want to hear all about it. I was so excited to come to work today to ask you about how it went. I feel like I had to sneak up here to get to your office. The vibes were great, to say the least. We already planned our second date. I asked her if she would want to go out again, and she said yes. We're going out again this Saturday night. Isn't that great? No way! You guys are already set up for another date? That's awesome! I'm so happy for you guys. I knew she would like you. You're a great guy. Thank you. That's so nice of you to say. So, what did you like about her? Not only is she beautiful, but she is super funny and seems to be really kind. Plus, she has a great sense of style. I was shocked by her fashion choices. It's not necessarily the kind of stuff I would normally go for, but she looked very nice. I'm just not that into luxury clothing, you know? Yeah, I get you. I'm not really into that kind of stuff either. Regardless, I'm happy for you, Ash. Finally, my friend is going to get into a relationship with a good girl. Don't forget to buy her some nice food. You need to be a real gentleman. What's up? Why are you calling me during work? Are you too lazy to come up here and see me? Dude, I thought you said the date went well. It did go well, like I told you earlier. We even planned another date this weekend. I told you all about this. Why would you think it went poorly now? Then why is she reacting like this? I just spoke to her on the phone and she asked why I introduced her to a jerk like you. What are you talking about? I paid for the meal and the taxi ride home. I rode with her all the way so she would feel safe and walked her to the door to her apartments. She seemed really happy and excited during the date. Are you sure you didn't say anything that might have offended her or something? Not that I can think of. Why would she agree to go on another date with me this weekend if I really made such a huge mistake? I'm just asking because why else would she be freaking out at me? She just sent me a ton of messages. I don't understand what's going on. I'm just as confused as you are. Maybe I should give her a call later and see what's going on. Maybe wait until tomorrow or something. I think she's pretty upset. Hi, Laurel. It's me, Asher. The guy you went on a date with on Wednesday night. Huh? Why are you messaging me? I heard from Wesley that you were pretty upset after our date on Wednesday. I'm just reaching out to ask you about it. Of course I was upset. I was pissed he introduced me to someone like you. What a waste of my evening. I'm sorry if I misunderstood, but I thought the date was going well. We were getting along and laughing a lot. I really thought we were having a good time. Was that really all one-sided? You really thought it was going that well? I was just trying to be nice and get home safe, obviously. I don't know you.
You could be a freak stalker or a murderer or something.
Oh, I'm sorry if I made you feel that nervous or unsafe. I just can't understand what I did that caused you to feel that way. Did I do something wrong? Was there anything I did that was offensive?
I am extremely busy today, and you're really asking me to explain everything like this? This is extremely annoying. A waste of my time. Don't contact me again.
I really wanted to figure this out, but I understand you might be busy. When you feel better, please reach out and let me know what I did wrong. I want to make sure I don't make the same mistake again. If I did or said something that made you feel unsafe or nervous, please tell me. I never want to make anyone else feel like that. Hello again, Laurel. Do you have time to speak today? Would it be okay if we chat about this again?
Excuse me, Asher. I thought I made it clear that I didn't want you to contact me again. Do you think I'm just sitting around all day doing nothing? That I'm just free to talk whenever you want? I'm busy. I have to work. I don't have time for this nonsense. Not like you would understand, though.
Excuse me? What are you getting at?
Look, Asher. Even if you don't have any money, you ought to have a good personality. I thought that everyone knew that. It's apparent that you have neither.
What? Laurel, I don't understand what you're saying. Are you telling me I'm poor and have a bad personality?
That is exactly what I just said. I don't want to waste my time with a guy like you. I have no plans on going on another date with you because it's not going to go anywhere. I don't want to be objectified by someone like you either. It's clear to me that you're the kind of guy that objectifies women.
Why would you think I'm the type of person to objectify women? Did I say something to give you that impression? If that's the case, I'm so sorry. I have never meant to be misogynistic or anything like that. I've tried really hard to be a good guy, but if I said something that hurt you, please let me know.
Listen here. You said you're turning 33 this year, didn't you? You don't even have your own car. You said you still live in a studio apartment. That's so childish. You need to grow up and start acting like a real adult.
We live in New York City. Everyone has a studio apartment because it's extremely expensive to live here. Plus, there's nowhere for me to park a car. If I had one, it would be a waste of money. Do you know how much it would cost to park it in the city? Not to mention the rising prices of insurance and gas. Why would I waste my money on that? It's more convenient for me to walk or take public transportation.
You're hilarious. Real men have their own vehicles and can afford the cost to maintain and upkeep them.
Okay. What's that?
This is one of my past boyfriend's car. It was a Porsche. If you're really about to turn 33, you ought to consider acting like a real man. That's all I'm trying to say. Excuse me? Why aren't you answering me? You owe me a response.
I was working, so I was rather busy.
You were busy working? You don't earn more than $2,000 a month with that job. Are you really so dedicated to your low-paying job that you can't answer me?
Are you saying the reason I'm a loser is that I don't make enough money? My salary isn't good enough for your standards?
Yes, I'm correct. Sounds like you finally figured out what the issue is.
Honestly, I'm glad you revealed your real feelings. Is there no other reason you think I'm a loser? It's just because I'm poor by your standards.
It was that and the clothes you wore on our first date. I mean, you look like a homeless person, for crying out loud. You could have put in a little more effort. Where did you get that stuff? A thrift shop?
Yeah, I did actually. Because there are plenty of good clothes out there that will just end up in the landfill.
Ah, whatever. You'll never know what it's like to wear something with a crisp, high-end logo.
Why are logos so important? Who cares about that kind of stuff?
Most people do. You should wear high-end brands proudly and show it off.
I think that's stupid. You're a superficial, greedy prick. That's what I thought about you at first, but I changed my mind. I guess my first impression was correct.
What? How could you say that?
Well, I'd love to keep talking like this with you, but I'm really busy right now. I hope you meet a nice rich guy who has a fancy car and wears high-end clothes. Wow. Is that real? She really said all of that? I never thought I'd get set up with a girl like that. I'm so sorry, dude. I can't believe she really said all of that. So, this is really the end of your connection, right? I mean, you're not going to keep speaking to her, are you? Yeah, this is the end. It's over. What else would we speak about? I could go the rest of my life without seeing her, and I would be very happy. I'm so sorry for setting you up with her. If I had known how crazy she was, I wouldn't have done it. I promise I'll try to make it up to you by buying you a meal. You're serious? Because if so, I want steak. You promise you're going to buy me food? I promise. I put you through so much trouble, I ought to make it up to you. Thank God. Send me the address. Okay, here it is. Yo, that place is insanely expensive. Are you serious? You know I can't take you here. You said you'd buy me anything. Besides, this is where I was going to take Laurel this weekend. I already booked a reservation and everything. I would hate for it to go to waste. Dude, that place was amazing! Thank you so much for inviting me. This was really nice. Maybe I should take you out on dates more often. Maybe I wouldn't mind. Not if I get to go to fancy restaurants like that every weekend. That was incredible! Hold on a minute. You were the one who said you'd pay for the meal, but you conveniently forgot your wallet at home. I'm starting to think this was a setup. Ah, you got me. I'm a good-for-nothing gold digger. Thanks for paying, though. I'll send you half on Venmo. I promise next time I will really pay for your dinner. Oh, and if I find an actually nice person to set you up with, I will. Oh, get lost. I don't want to go out with any other girls you pick for me. Not after the last one. Thanks again, dude. Have a good rest of your weekend.
Hello again. Could you spare me some time? I'd like to speak with you.
Oh, what a pity. I am so busy right now. I think it would be best if you didn't contact me anymore.
What? Hey! Don't be so rude!
Yo, what do you think you're doing? Why are you blowing up my phone? You've called like 10 times in the last 15 minutes.
If someone calls you, you should answer. Why won't you answer? You're the one being rude here.
I already told you that I am swamped with work. I don't have time for this.
It's literally Sunday evening. What work are you swamped with? Well, the least you could do is answer one question.
I recall that earlier this week I reached out to ask you a question and you refused to answer it. You should answer my question first and then I'll consider answering yours.
No, answer mine. I technically answered yours. You just didn't like my answers.
Fine. I will answer 3 questions and 3 questions only.
Did you go to that fancy steak restaurant yesterday? The one on Commerce Street?
Yes.
Are you serious? Okay, my second question. You took someone to the restaurant with you, didn't you?
Yeah.
You didn't force them to pay for you. You really bought them their meal?
Yeah, I paid. I'm the one who invited him.
How could you afford a meal like that on your salary? You can't have enough extra cash to go to that kind of place regularly. How did you take him there?
This is really the question you want to ask? You're already on your third question.
Stop messing around! I'm being serious. Answer my question.
Wow. Seems like you have some anger management issues, Laurel. I already answered all of your questions. But if it's really important for you to know, I don't earn a small salary. I don't know where you heard $2,000 from, but that is not how much I make a month.
What are you talking about?
I don't think I would be able to afford to live in this part of New York on that salary.
No way. How much do you make then?
Well, I work in sales. So I have a base pay salary and I get commissions and bonuses each month depending on how much I sell.
So how much do you make?
Enough to live in a high-end fancy studio apartment in a non-crappy part of town.
Why didn't you say that sooner?
That attitude of yours is really repulsive. You're so rude and can't seem to be polite for the life of you. I get that you're curious about me and you have a lot of questions, but I don't want to continue speaking like this. Especially not over text. It's getting annoying. I'm glad you outed yourself as being superficial and fake early on. Don't want to waste my time with someone like you.
What did you just say? Are you done? Did that make you feel good? You're such a freak, Asher! How could you say something like that to me? Are you seriously not going to respond to my messages? Rude! You little jerk! Look, I'm sorry, Asher. I am sorry for how rude I was. I shouldn't have gotten so angry and spoken to you like that. I sincerely apologize. I just want to speak to you civilly. Please just look at my messages.
Have you taken some time to reflect on your actions and the things you said? First of all, how did you know I went to that restaurant? I think I might have seen you. Were you working the cash register?
I see you're a bit surprised. I saw you go outside and get into a nice car with your friend after you paid. Earlier, you told me that you didn't own a car. Why were you lying to me?
I do have a car. A nice one. It's expensive to maintain and to pay for private parking. I don't usually tell people about my wealth on a first date. I don't usually drive my car in the city. I use it a lot to travel out of the city, though. Often to meet my family or visit other states. Oh, and what you said about me looking like a homeless person. That was horrible to say. Incredibly rude to perpetuate stereotypes about people without homes and to stigmatize it. I did wear thrifted clothing, but I also have fancy high-end stuff too. I believe in balance.
Oh my god. You're like super rich. How much money do you make at this job?
My job isn't really that important. I started and sold a business in my early 20s for a large sum. I also invested in some stocks and have earned a lot of money that way. Have I satisfied all of your curiosities?
Asher, I'm so sorry for how I acted. Recently, I got laid off from my corporate job, so I've been working at the restaurant. My friends started to look down on me, so I was looking for a guy to help make me look nice. I was looking for someone like you.
Ah, I see. You just want me to pay for everything and become your rich boyfriend.
Well, not exactly. I just want a second chance. I misunderstood you before. Would you like to meet next weekend? We could go to a nice restaurant and talk about all of this.
Ha! Wow, that's crazy. You called me a loser. Said that I was a waste of your time. You are so shameless. You really want me to give you a second chance after all you said?
Please just give me one more chance. I promise I'm a good person. I was crazy before to reject you for such superficial reasons. Please just give me another chance.
Get lost.
Please, I'm begging you, Asher. I'm a very nice person. A good person.
Go find yourself another man who will put up with your crazy attitude and hunger for money.
You jerk! You should have given me another chance. If you were a good guy, you would look past all of this and understand my situation. Answer me! You owe me a response! Asher! You think you're better than me just because you're rich and I'm not? I think you're making a big mistake right now. You don't know who I am or what I'm capable of. I must be going insane. I'm sorry, Asher, for how I've been acting. I won't contact you like this from now on. I promise. Hi, Asher. I drank a lot last night and got pretty drunk. I seem to have deleted all of my messages with you. Did something happen? Did I say something crazy?
Don't pretend like you don't know what you did. I'm over this whole act. Get lost. Laurel continued to call and message me, trying to get a response. Eventually, I blocked her number, but since she knows my friend Wesley, she showed up to my work. She barged into my office and made a big scene. She was escorted off the premises by security, and I reported her to the police. I may file a restraining order if she keeps this up. She kept asking me to give her just one more chance, but I couldn't. After that, I never went on a date with someone I didn't meet myself. I was too scared I would meet someone like her again. Recently, I met a really sweet girl who works at a nearby coffee shop. I go there almost every day, and sometimes she gives me coffee for free. I think we've been flirting, but I want to be sure before I ask her out on a date. I think I'll take her to a nearby pizza joint. She doesn't seem to care much about money. At least not yet. I'm hoping this will go somewhere, but if it doesn't, I'd be okay with just being friends.
Thank you for listening to my story. If you enjoyed it, please consider liking and subscribing.
Hi, Stephanie. Do you have a minute? Hi, Tessa. I'm free. What do you need? I know this is a little sudden, but you wouldn't happen to be free February 14th around dinner time, would you? The 14th? It's a weekday, so I'm probably going to be home that night. And your husband, too? It's a regular workday for him, so unless he has to do overtime, he should be home before dinner. Why? What's up? Well, it's Valentine's Day. Yeah, so? I was thinking about getting everyone together that day and having a Valentine's Day party. A party? Well, yeah. Recently, us mothers haven't been able to get our schedules to match up. We haven't gone out for lunch or coffee or anything for a long time, have we? I think this is the perfect time for us to get together and have a little party. What do you think? Well, I guess it has been a while, hasn't it? Since it's Valentine's Day, I was thinking we get everyone together, our husbands and our children. It'll be fun. That way, everyone is sure to get lots of Valentine's Day chocolates. The kids will love it too. Oh, and we'll have the party at my house, of course. That way, no one else has to worry about the cleanup. So, you're saying you don't mind if you get chocolates from someone other than your husband? Of course not. And this way, all us women are sure to get chocolates, even if our husbands forget to buy us some. I think that sounds fun, as long as the other families don't have anything planned. I've already talked to a couple other families from our children's preschool. They're up for it. Obviously, I'm not having all the families over that day, just a select few, so I'd be really happy if you could make it. I feel guilty not inviting everyone, but my house isn't that big. I don't blame you. I'm sure the moms that didn't get invited will understand. To tell the truth, I'm really just doing this as an excuse to try out my new chocolate fondue pot that I bought. I thought, what better time for chocolate than Valentine's Day, huh? Oh, I see. Good thinking. So if each family could bring just one thing, it'll be kind of like a potluck. Of course, I'll supply all the chocolate for the fondue. I'm even making some chocolate gift bags for everyone who comes. That way, everyone is sure to get a special Valentine's Day chocolate or two. Check with your husband. If he's okay with it, I'd love to see you all there. You'll know everyone who's going to be there. I only invited the other mothers we usually hang around with. Oh, so you mean Jen's family and Cassidy's family? Yeah, so everyone already knows each other. Nobody needs to feel nervous. I'll even supply some wine and some other drinks for anyone who's not driving. What do you think? Oh, my husband just came home. I'll ask him now. Okay, I'll wait. I just spoke to him. He said he should be done on time that day, so it should be no problem. When I mentioned the chocolate fondue and free wine, he seemed really excited. That's great. Okay, I'll get everything planned out and I'll let you know the details tomorrow. Sounds great. I'm sure my daughter will be excited too. Talk to you tomorrow. Thanks again for coming, Stephanie. It was our pleasure. We had a great time. My husband and my daughter got so much chocolate it felt more like Easter. I guess I had my share of it too. That was our first time having chocolate fondue. We all loved it. My daughter couldn't stop talking about it on the way home. So, your husband had a really good time? Yeah, I think he did. He loves chocolate, but he usually doesn't buy me much for Valentine's Day. We both know that if he does, he'll be the one who ends up eating it all. That's why he was happy to have as much as he wanted tonight, and all he had to buy me for Valentine's Day was flowers. Oh, I see. Well, I'm glad he had a good time. He's a tall, handsome guy, and he's in great shape. He can afford to indulge in some chocolate from time to time. He'll probably hit the gym and work it all off tomorrow anyway. I knew the instant I first saw him drop your daughter off at the preschool that he'd be the envy of all the other moms. You're really lucky to have him. Yeah, thanks, I guess. Well, thanks again. I'll get talking to you again the next time I see you at the preschool. Okay, good night. Tessa, are you busy now? No, what is it? Well, it's about the little Valentine's Day gift bags you handed to everyone as we were leaving. Yeah, was something wrong? Well, I thought they'd be all the same. The one you gave me and my daughter they both had some Hershey Kisses and a few other little chocolates in them. But the one you gave my husband had a really expensive-looking mini box of chocolates in them. Really? Oh, did that get mixed up into the bags? Yeah, that's what was in the little bag you handed directly to my husband. That's strange. That was supposed to be for my husband. I don't know how it got mixed up into the gift bags. Really? Well, don't worry about it. You don't need to give it back or anything. It was my mistake. Your husband likes chocolate anyway. Just tell him he can have them if he wants. I insist. It's not so much about the chocolates themselves. There was a message card inside the box of chocolates, too. It said, "I love you. If you feel the same, text me." And then it had your cell phone number written on it. What? How do you know that? Well, I feel a little bad saying this as it was a gift to him, but he said he had more than enough chocolate at the party, and because it was Valentine's Day and the chocolates seemed really expensive, he decided to give them to me. We'd had our share of chocolate last night, so neither of us opened the box of chocolates yesterday. I was going to try one today, so I opened the box. As soon as I opened the lid, sitting right on top of the chocolate was that note. You see why I'm a bit curious, right? Well, yeah. I just want to know what's going on here. Well, you see, I had planned on giving those to my husband, but they seem to have gotten mixed up in the gift bags somehow.
That can't be it. I can see you writing a note to your husband saying, I love you, but the if you feel the same text me part is where I'm a little skeptical.
Why? Sometimes us women like to hear the men tell us that, don't you think?
Why would you need to write your own cell phone number down? Wouldn't your husband already have that in his phone? Everything about this just seems a little odd, a little more than a simple mix-up, if you know what I mean.
What are you saying? Are you saying you don't believe me? You don't think I'd have an affair with another man, do you?
I'm not saying that.
Of course not, thanks. I thought that's what you were implying. That's why I was so surprised.
Like I said, I'm not saying you're having an affair, but I think you may be trying to tempt some men into one with you.
What? I thought that might be what you were getting at. I mean, your husband is really hot, but I'm not trying to seduce him.
I spoke to Jen's husband and to Cassidy's husband.
You did what?
I'm sorry, but I had to check with them too.
Well,
in fact, just as I was wondering what the heck that note was, Jen contacted me about a note she found. Then, after speaking with Cassidy, it seems that all 3 husbands that attended that party of yours last night got the exact same message and exactly the same expensive mini box of chocolates. We just want to know how it's possible you could write that one note 3 different times if it was only intended for your husband, as you say it was.
well,
What the heck were you thinking, trying to hit on all 3 husbands of the people you hang around with? That party had nothing to do with Valentine's Day. You had it just so you could get all our husbands there. Did you seriously think the guys would open their gift bags in secret? That none of us would find out about your notes? Did you think they'd all respond to you without any of them telling their wives?
what is this? What are you talking about? Why are you questioning me like this? It sounds like you're trying to make me out to be the bad guy here.
If you've got a better explanation for all this, you better tell me right now. I don't care if you want to cheat on your husband, but you're going after other married guys with kids.
I can be with whoever I want.
Not after you get married, you can't. And I hate to burst your bubble, but when I mentioned the note to my husband, he just laughed. He said if he ever had an affair, it wouldn't be with that ugly thing.
What? So you mean he wasn't happy that I expressed my love to him?
Obviously not. And the nerve of you trying to hit on guys with families. Are you trying to destroy marriages and break up families?
What's the big deal? I'm not trying to take him from you. I just want to have some fun.
What?
Do you 3 women know what all the other mothers at the preschool refer to your husbands as? They refer to them as the 3 sexy musketeers. How dare you 3 have such handsome husbands? It's not fair. At least let me borrow him one time.
It's not about the number of times. And I don't know exactly what you mean by borrow.
Yes, you do. It's not fair. It's not.
What's wrong with your husband? He's really nice and he's a great father, isn't he?
If that's what you think, I'd be happy to give him to you.
What are you talking about?
Oh, ever since my husband married me, he's done nothing but get fatter and fatter, and his mother is a pain in my neck. So trade me your husband.
That's never gonna happen.
Shut up. Just let me have your husband for one night.
Pull yourself together. You don't have any idea how stupid you're acting right now, do you? And even worse, we know you're at home right now preparing for a romantic afternoon.
Huh?
It seems that Jen's husband fell for your advances, didn't he? You agreed to meet up with him at your house today while your husband is at work, didn't you? Aren't you embarrassed?
Wait. How did you...
We know how things progress so quickly. Jen's husband opened his chocolates last night after you gave them to him. He happily texted you last night looking for a romantic fling. But he was dead drunk when he did it, and he passed out with his phone still on and your chat still up. Jen saw the messages on his phone. Then first thing this morning, she messaged me and Cassidy about what had happened. That's how we got to where we're at right now.
Oh my God.
Did you really think you'd get all 3 of them to fall for it without getting found out?
Of course I did. How could any man resist me? Even if they love their wives, it's inevitable that they'd fall for me. I can't believe you think that. I was beautiful enough to win a beauty pageant where I grew up. I was even the prom queen at my high school prom. If I'd have played my cards right, I would have had all 3 of them. No man can resist me. I mustn't have been clear in my message to them. You're a married woman in her 30s who's had 2 kids. You can't keep thinking you're the beautiful prom queen you might have been at one time. It's pathetic. How dare you? And anyway, Cassidy's husband was disgusted with the thought of being with you too. What? But Jen's husband? Well, he's a little strange anyway. Plus, he'll agree to anything when he's drunk. It seems most normal men shiver at the thought of being with you. Anyway, we got in touch with your husband about this too. In fact, he just arrived here to talk with all of us about what happened. What? My husband is supposed to be at work right now. Well, when he heard what you were trying to do, he left work early. This can't be. We're gonna have a fun time explaining all this to your husband. We'll make sure to give him all the details and show him all the evidence. No! Tessa's Valentine's Day party turned out to be just her attempt at seducing 3 married men. Too bad for her, Jen's husband was the only one who tried to take her up on the offer. After we explained everything to Tessa's husband, he picked his children up from preschool and took them to their grandparents' house so we could all talk to Tessa without them being there to hear it. Tessa's husband, as well as all 3 families involved, went to Tessa's house to confront her. To make a long story short, Tessa and her husband are divorcing, and her husband is taking the kids. Tessa's husband kicked Tessa out of the house even before the divorce was finalized. I didn't ask him anything about the terms of the divorce other than who was getting the children. I know one thing for sure, though. Tessa hasn't worked a day in her life. She got married straight out of college, and she's been a stay-at-home housewife ever since. I doubt she'll be finding a good job with no work experience. Her parents were so disgusted with her when they heard what she tried to do that they refused to help her out. She ended up moving into a tiny, rundown apartment for the time being. I think things are going to be pretty tough for her from here on out, especially if she still thinks she's a beautiful high school prom queen. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please press the like button. See you next time.
Hello, Emily. Are you doing well? Are you all unpacked and settled in now?
Hi, Grandma. Yeah, I'm doing good. We got out most of our things, but there's still cardboard boxes everywhere. I haven't unpacked my stuffed animals yet either. It's a mess. I've been trying to help, but it's like it never ends.
I see. Well, that's normal. It takes a while after you've moved in to unpack and clean up all the boxes. Are your parents getting along well, too?
Definitely. Though Daddy said his back's been hurting, so I'm a little worried about him.
Oh my, that poor thing.
Yeah, apparently he pulled something in his back while we were moving. Adults have it rough, don't they? He gets hurt a lot from bending down and stuff, but I can do all that just fine. I've never gotten hurt like that.
Indeed, he's not as young as he used to be. Your body gets temperamental the older you get. I've strained my own back a good number of times myself. You should enjoy your youth while you can. Now, how's New York been for you all? You've been going to your new school, right? What's that been like?
Yeah, I have been. It's been pretty okay. I've already made some new friends. They're really nice to me.
Oh my, that's wonderful news. I'm sure you can rely on them if you're struggling with anything.
They even showed me around the school and helped me catch up in my classes. And guess what? My school's really amazing. The student population is like 3 times bigger than my old school back home.
As expected of one of the big cities. There's more children over there than in the countryside, I see.
Yeah, and because of that, the school's really big too. Also, everyone was saying that New York was still going to be pretty cold, but it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. It's not snowing at all right now, though.
Oh, how lucky. You won't have to be shoveling snow then.
Oh, is it already snowing where you are?
Oh, indeed, it's practically a blizzard out here. The news reported that there's been a record-breaking amount of snowfall this year. It's quite a mess. I don't look forward to having it all shoveled up off the driveway. It's a good thing you're in New York instead. Otherwise, you'd be having to deal with it too. Don't you like it being warmer?
I guess, but I still want to go back home to Alaska. I didn't mind the cold that much. I made new friends here, but I still care about my old friends. I want to go back and see them. And people say that New York gets really gross and humid in the summer, right? I'm not looking forward to that. I'm not good with the heat.
I understand. Alaska hardly ever gets that hot. We do have our warmer days, but they're gone in a flash.
What? So does that mean New York's hotter for longer? Oh man, that sucks.
But look on the bright side. I'm certain it's a lot of fun living in New York. Many young girls such as yourself can only dream of living there. Enjoy the big city life. You have easy access to public transit and plenty of stores to poke around in. There's much more for you there than over here.
Yeah, you're right. New York is amazing. I found it super fashionable. There's a ton of kids at my school who look like they could be models. And there are some who actually are models too.
Oh my! So even the children in New York are fashionable, I see. It truly is a different world. Why, if you walk around the city, perhaps even you'll be scouted for a modeling job yourself. That would be something.
Maybe. Also, not only that, but everyone's moms are super pretty too. There's a lot of kids who live in apartments instead of houses, but there's tons of really tall apartment complexes all over the city. They call them high-rises. I always thought I'd hate to live in an apartment, but if it's one of those, then I don't think it'd be too bad. I bet all the people in cars look like little toys to them. They looked that way to me when I was looking out the window on the plane. Oh, but how do you get the groceries up all those stairs? I guess they have elevators, right?
Oh my! I've only seen those high-rises on television before. People really do live in them then.
Yeah, there weren't really any back home, were there?
I'm certain there may have been some. But there's definitely less here compared to New York. I certainly haven't seen one in person before.
Oh, and when I'm walking around the state, I see nothing but really fancy and fashionable-looking people. I was so surprised the first time I took a walk. In Alaska, everyone's always bundled up in big puffy jackets or wearing old sweaters and stuff. They still wear jackets here, but they're all big brand names and stuff. Mommy saw that and started talking about how she also had to make herself pretty. So she went to buy herself some clothes. She said she doesn't have anything to wear for any school events, and she wants to look good in front of the other moms.
My, I wonder if your mother is going to become a true New Yorker then. Watch out, she may become even prettier than she already is.
Yeah, if she gets super duper pretty, Daddy might fall in love with her all over again. He'll get all hard eyes for her, like in the princess movies.
Perhaps. But I'm truly so glad to hear that everyone's doing well. I was worried. This is the first time for everyone to be living in the lower 48. It must be difficult to adapt to such a drastic change. I'm sure you'll run into a great many hurdles, but you're a family. You should have each other's backs and work together to overcome them. Help out your parents where you can too, Emily.
Yep, I will. Visit us in New York sometime. I miss you. It's not as big as our old one, but I want to show you our new house and all the cool places around here too. Hopefully all the cardboard boxes will be gone by then.
Oh, I'd love to. I'm looking forward to it. Don't forget to introduce me to your new friends then, too. I'd love to meet them. Give your parents my best regards.
Got it. Bye-bye, Grandma. I'll talk to you later.
Emily, are you still awake?
Oh, hi, Grandma, I am.
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you about to head off to bed then? I do understand it's a little late.
No, it's okay. I'm awake. It's only 8 p.m. I'm not a kindergartner anymore.
I see. Well, I suppose I'm glad to know I'm not bothering you. I was just going about my day, but I couldn't help but worry about how you all are doing. Before I knew it, I was already sending you a message over WhatsApp. You haven't contacted me in a while. Have you all been busy?
Not really. It's been same old, I think.
I see. That's good. When you're older, you appreciate the more normal days in life. Being so busy every day isn't good for your heart. How about school? Are you having fun?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, and I heard New York's gotten its first snowfall this year. I saw it on the news. They said it's especially heavy this time. Will they be canceling school? I know they do that in some of the lower states. I even heard they had to divert some of the bus routes.
But it melted away really soon. Snow doesn't always stick around for as long as it does back home. Anyway, are you doing okay, Grandma?
Yes, I'm fine as ever.
How's Alaska right now?
I suppose it's the same as always. It's very cold with plenty of snow. I spend much of my time bundled up indoors with a cup of tea playing a good movie on the television.
Yeah, that does sound like Alaska, all right.
Indeed. Have you gotten acclimated to your life in New York? What are your mom and dad doing now?
They seem like they're really busy.
Oh my, really? Even busier than they were back home?
Yeah, they aren't home very often anymore.
Does that mean they often leave you all alone to take care of the house? My, where has the time gone? You're such a big girl now.
Yeah, I watch the house when they're gone, and I go to school by myself too. But watching the house is no biggie. It's totally a piece of cake. I'm gonna be a middle schooler next year too. Of course I'm a big kid.
They always grow up so fast. I still remember when you were just a tiny baby. Time certainly flies. When fall comes around, I'll be sure to send you a congratulatory gift. Entering middle school is a big deal. So, if there's something you'd like, please tell me.
Got it. I'll think about it.
Oh, once you're in middle school, there'll be plenty of clubs for you to join. Do you have any that interest you? I was in the conservation club where we went around the town picking up trash and preparing presentations to demonstrate the importance of keeping the environment clean.
I'm not sure. I haven't really looked into the kinds of clubs they'll have at my new middle school. I guess I'll find out once I'm there.
Well, you'll have plenty of time to figure it out. Don't worry about it for now.
Yeah.
Hey, Emily, what's the matter?
What do you mean? Why are you asking?
It's just you don't seem to be as cheerful as you usually are. You normally talk to me about all kinds of things, but you don't seem as enthusiastic. Your responses are much shorter than they usually are. By any chance, are you sleepy? I'm sorry for keeping you up.
No, it's not that. I'm not sleepy. Hey, Grandma, can you come here, please?
In New York?
Yeah. I really miss you, and I want to spend time with you again like we used to. We're so far away now. Maybe you could stay here for a week or two. It'd be great if it could be even longer. I want you to be here as long as you can.
Oh, you really do miss your grandma, don't you?
Yeah, we couldn't spend Christmas together. We usually see each other for the holidays every year, but we didn't get to this time. To tell you the truth, I really wish we could have gone back to Alaska to visit.
It's so unfortunate that your mother caught a cold and couldn't go. That couldn't be helped, it happens. It wouldn't have been good to leave your mother behind. She's a part of the family. Don't fret, we'll have plenty more chances to spend the holidays together in the future.
Actually, Grandma, I have something I want to talk to you about. It's important.
What is it? You sound serious. Hello, Trina. Sorry I haven't been contacting you for so long. How have you been? This is Poppy, by the way. Oh my, how Hello, Poppy. I didn't expect a message from you. It's certainly been a while. I've been doing fine. How about you?
Yep, I'm doing great too.
How about that, Emily? What happened?
Oh, her? She fell asleep while she was texting you.
Oh, dear. It seems she was sleepy after all. The poor thing. She didn't have to force herself to stay up just for my sake.
Yes, it seems she's tuckered out from all the after-school activities she does.
She didn't tell me anything about those.
Indeed, she's taking piano lessons, swimming classes, ballet, and Spanish lessons.
Wow, so many. That means she has something to do every day, I'm sure she never has the chance to be bored.
Yes, she goes to her lessons 5 days a week.
Oh my, so it really is almost every day. Isn't that a little much for her? She's still a young child.
So, it's normal for kids in New York to do about this much.
Dear me, New York kids seem to have it rough. I'm sure you must also find it heavy on your wallets.
I suppose, but that's why my husband and I are both working. She might have had a late start compared to the others, but I want to give our kid a good education. We're living in New York after all. We want to take advantage of all the opportunities they offer here.
New York and Alaska truly are different, aren't they? It's hard to believe they're both from the same country.
Indeed, they're two totally different worlds. When I first started living here, I was astonished at the differences between the two places. The buildings were so different, as well as the people who lived here.
Yes, I heard you two were living close to the heart of the city. You truly are city dwellers now.
That's right, we've gotten completely used to it here. We've successfully assimilated, and now we're indistinguishable from any other New Yorker you might run across here.
How wonderful. I'd love to visit you all soon. Even Emily asked me to. But New York truly is a long ways away from Alaska. It's not as easy as I'd like it to be.
If only we'd gone to Anchorage or something instead, huh? It would have been easier for you to visit that way.
Indeed. I live out in the sticks.
I'm terribly sorry. I'll make sure we can come and visit for the holidays next year.
I'm looking forward to it. Tell that son of mine that I said hi, won't you? That boy. He hasn't messaged me even once since moving there.
Yes, he's been very busy working. I'll be sure to tell him for you. I'm certain it'll make him happy.
My word, what's the matter, Emily? You sent me a SOS message. Did something happen? Are you in trouble?
Grandma, please help us. Dad collapsed. Oh my God, I don't know what to do.
He did? What happened? I'll call you right now. Tell me everything over the phone.
No, I'm sorry. I can't call right now. I'm not even supposed to be messaging you at all. I had to do this in secret. If I call you, Mommy's gonna find out what I've been doing.
What do you need to be so secretive for?
Mommy confiscated my phone. I'm not supposed to have it right now. She took it because my grades weren't as good as last time. But I only scored 2 points lower than before. I went from 100 to a 98. That's still an A.
Emily, I have a lot of questions I want to ask you. But could you tell me more about your dad right now? How is he? Why did he collapse?
It's because he's been overworking himself. He pushed himself too far and he finally collapsed. At this rate, he might never be able to move again.
That's how horrible his physical condition is right now.
Well, if we get him to the hospital, he should be all right. But once they let him go back home, I think he's gonna collapse again. I don't want that to happen. He might really die next time.
There's no need to worry. He'll be all better once he gets plenty of rest. He may have to take some time off work to do that, but you'll be okay.
He can't. That's the problem. He'll come back home only to have to work a ton all over again. And it's all Mommy's fault.
Huh? What do you mean by that?
The reason Daddy has to work so hard is because of Mommy. She just won't stop spending money.
Was she always the reckless spending type of person? I don't recall your dad mentioning anything like that.
She wasn't. If anything, she liked to save as much money as she could. I used to help her sort out her coupons, but ever since we moved to New York, she hasn't been the same. It's like being in the city has made her crazy. She wears flashy and loud clothing with bold makeup, and her personality has gotten scarier. And she puts me in classes for things I don't even want to learn about.
You didn't want to take those lessons.
I didn't, and I still don't. I don't want to do them anymore. As soon as school ends, I have to learn even more every single day. I made friends, but what's the point if I can't hang out with any of them? I have no time to myself. I can never do what I want. I have even less freedom now than I did back in Alaska.
I had no idea.
And yet, even though she makes me do all these things I don't want to do, Mommy gets to do whatever she wants, no matter what anyone says. Our house is filled to the brim with the brand name goods Mommy keeps buying. And she almost never cooks or cleans anymore.
What about food? If she doesn't cook, then how are you eating?
We get pre-packaged food from the supermarket or the convenience store. Sometimes we splurge and get food delivery. I'm sick of it. I can't keep living like this. I want to go back to Alaska. I hate Mommy. I hate her for doing this to us.
I see. I'm shocked. Your mom hasn't contacted me at all about the fact your dad's collapsed. I wonder what's going on in that head of hers. Shouldn't that be something she'd contact me immediately about?
I think she hasn't contacted you because she's been wanting to avoid you.
Huh? Why?
Mommy was making fun of you for being a country bumpkin. She's one to talk. Just 1 year ago, she was a country bumpkin too. We all were. But now she thinks she's too good for everyone. So she was saying how she wanted to stay away from all country bumpkins from now on.
Is that so? Now, about how your father collapsed. Was he really working that hard?
That's right. He had no choice. He didn't want to become homeless. But no matter what we said, Mommy wouldn't listen and kept spending all our money like she thought it grows from trees. Because of that, Daddy goes to his regular company job during the day and has his part-time job to do at night.
Wait, so he's working all day and all night?
Yeah, even I don't know when he sleeps. Ever since we moved here, he's lost a lot of weight. He's practically a skeleton compared to how he used to be, all skin and bones. Mommy sees what she's doing to him, but she doesn't care. She keeps spending money like nothing's wrong.
I believe I finally understood the situation. Thank you for contacting me.
Grandma, will you come save us?
Of course I will. I'll do it for the sake of my precious grandchild and my son. You're both very important to me. Of course I'll help you when you need it. Poppy, I need you to divorce my son at once.
What's this all of a sudden, Trina? I'm busy.
Do you need something?
I can't continue to entrust you with my son's well-being. You're no good for him. He's lost so much weight over the past year. I've never seen him so thin before. He looks almost nothing like the strong, healthy boy I raised to adulthood. He must have been suffering so much.
What are you talking about?
Poppy, I'm in New York right now. I fully understand what kind of life you've been living here this past year. You're broke right now, aren't you?
Huh? Why are you here?
Emily sent me a message over WhatsApp asking for help, so of course I flew over here at once.
There has to be some kind of mistake. There's no way that's possible.
Why are you saying that with such certainty? Oh, right. Is it because you'd confiscated her phone?
Why do you know that?
Emily told me as much herself, that she managed to find out where you've been hiding her phone, and she messaged me in secret. I left Alaska as quickly as I could and headed straight for the hospital where my son was staying. That's where I heard it all from him.
Okay, so how does that all lead to you telling me to divorce him?
Ever since you all moved to New York, I've heard you've been spending well beyond your means. You buy every brand name product you can buy and stop by beauty salons. And you eat out with your mom friends every single day, don't you?
I go because they invite me. I'd look bad if I refused.
And in order to indulge in every possible luxury instead of refraining like any normal person would, you work my son half to death so that you could afford it all. You haven't been treating Emily very well either. You've become an unforgivingly strict mother to her. In order for you to have a good time, you chose to sacrifice the well-being of your entire family. Shame on you.
No, that's wrong. The reason why I was so harsh to her was because I was teaching her discipline.
What discipline? You had no trouble tormenting my family to get what you wanted. Perhaps you never should have moved to New York in the first place. It's truly changed you, and it's not for the better. Did the city life corrupt you? It seems to have been a negative influence on you.
I simply worked hard to adapt myself to the life here. That's all. If I don't act like everyone else, I'll be left behind. It's a dog-eat-dog kind of world. I'm just doing what my other mom friends do. What's so wrong about that?
Those mom friends of yours are much wealthier than you are. You should know better. If you try to follow in their footsteps with your income, of course you'll find yourself bankrupt. You can't afford that kind of lifestyle. Please stop trying to be a show-off.
Country bumpkins should know their place and shut up. City dwellers have their own way of living, and you'll never understand.
Is that right? Then if you think of yourself as one of them now, how about you stay here by yourself? Your husband and Emily plan to come back home to Alaska.
What? They're going to willingly move just to live in the sticks again?
Who could blame them? They're both thoroughly exhausted. They don't want to be here anymore.
Well, of course it's tiring at first, but even they'll get used to the city life soon enough.
That's not the problem. The city life isn't what's exhausting them. It's you. Emily is extremely disappointed with you right now.
What are you talking about? There's no way they'd want to leave me. They're my family. Family wouldn't abandon one of their own. And besides, we're building a happy and comfortable life together here.
Aren't you the only one who thinks that? Your husband is bawling his eyes out, saying he can't continue living with you anymore, that he's at his limit, and that he'll be taking Emily back to Alaska.
No way! Why?
They asked you over and over again to refrain from spending beyond your means, but you'd refuse. And if they complained even a little bit, you'd go into hysterics and scream at them. They said just being together with you was stressful.
That has to be a lie. You're trying to deceive me, aren't you?
If you don't believe me, you'll realize that what I've said is the truth soon enough. Once your husband is released from the hospital, you'll be receiving the divorce papers from him.
Don't force my family to go back to the boonies.
Those boonies were where you were birthed and raised, you know? That's something you can never change. But if you're determined to try and separate yourself from your roots, then you don't ever have to come back. Just stay where you are forever.
I haven't done anything wrong. Why are you treating me like this? Why do you keep blaming me and making me look bad? I just wanted to fit in with the other people in the city.
No, all you were doing was spending well beyond your means in order to show off. It doesn't matter whether you're in the city or not. You need to spend your money while taking your finances into consideration. That's how most well-adjusted people would live their lives. They wouldn't go out of budget if they don't have the means to.
Of course you wouldn't understand. You're nothing but a country bumpkin. What would a backwards old hag like you know?
This is Emily now. I had Grandma give me the phone. Stop saying mean things and making fun of her. Daddy and I are going back to Alaska. Deal with it. Because I hate you. I never want to see you again.
Emily, you plan to disobey me.
That's right. Go and do what you want from now on. I don't care about you anymore. Daddy and I are at our limit. We can't keep staying together with you. Goodbye. I hope you get what's coming to you.
Well, that's what she said. Now, do you believe me? She says she doesn't need a mother in her life anymore.
All I did was work hard in order to fit into the city life. Why do I have to be thrown out like this? What did I do wrong?
It seems you worked hard at the wrong thing. You've lost your way in life. You didn't work hard at anything. You were just trying to force the impossible to happen. You sacrificed your family's happiness in order to make yourself look better. Of course they'd throw you away. They don't need someone who causes them nothing but misery. No matter how many brand name clothes you adorn yourself with, it won't hide how empty you are. After that, my son took Emily back to Alaska and successfully divorced Poppy. The two of them began living with me at my house in order to let my son recuperate from his incident. It wasn't long before the two of them regained their bright spirit. They were almost back to normal, like all of this had just been a horrible nightmare. They often talk about how glad they are to have come back home. On the other hand, Poppy stubbornly stayed behind in New York. But she couldn't afford the high rent there, so in the end she had to return back to her country bumpkin hometown. I'm sure she finally came back to her senses then, like a nasty spell had broken. She returned to being the simple and more modest wife she used to be. But she could never regain the family she lost by her foolishness. A new environment can certainly change a person, for better or worse. Changing isn't necessarily a bad thing. We all need to grow as people. And the person you are now will certainly be different than who you'll be a decade from now. But not everyone you love will follow you through those changes. There are limits to their love. If you change thoroughly for the worse, don't be surprised when you look back and see no one there.
Thanks for watching. If you made it this far, be sure to hit the like and subscribe to see more content just like this.